All right, good morning. It is Wednesday about 9 o'clock. Today in this video lesson, I kind of want to go over my trade that I had this morning on NVDA. Um, Good for about $1,000. Kind of want to walk you through the whole thought process and the execution of this trade, why I got in, why I got out, and all that stuff. So basically this morning I was expecting a larger move on the indices. Right, so as you kind of know from my other videos, I track the NASDAQ, the S&P, the Dow. That's kind of the main driver for a lot of my decisions when trading and investing in markets. It's really important because this is what drives institutional order flow. I know a lot of people won't talk about it, but it's a really big deal when trading the markets. So basically, yesterday on the S&P, I was watching this, and if you notice, we have a key weekly level here that we just could not break down. If we look at this on a smaller time frame, you can kind of tell. We've been ever since we had this rally off the lows last week from our sell-off. We've been testing this level again and again. Yesterday, we tried to break this level and we couldn't, right? Buyers continue to step in and bid this up. So for me, coming in this morning, I said, look, that's some pretty important information there on the S&P. That kind of tells you something's up, right? So I knew we were in for a large move at some point. I just didn't know exactly when. So when we opened up today, I was super bullish on this as soon as we took out these highs. And I said, look, we're going to test these and probably break out. So also on the NASDAQ, you kind of have the same thing, right, when looking at this. We tried, we barely broke the lows of yesterday, and buyers immediately stepped up. And so once that happened, I said, look, if we can take out kind of this 13 level, we're going to trade higher. So we got the larger move on the indices, and so that's kind of what gave me my bullish insight this morning on equities. Now I want to talk about the whole setup on NVIDIA. So if we look at this from a weekly time frame, we have some key weekly levels in here, 520. That's pretty key. You can kind of just tell by looking at this, right? The market's been super finicky lately, right? It's been super bouncy. You haven't really had strong direction, just because the markets just in general have been just trading sideways, right? You can kind of see we've been stuck in this range. You haven't really had a whole lot of explosive moves in either direction. So once we were able to take out kind of that 520, I was really bullish, right? So you had the sell-off from last week. We caught some bid off this 500 price level here. Move higher, pulled back. We've just been kind of chopping sideways. So as soon as we woke up this morning and said, look, NVIDIA's gapping up. This is a key level, right? I'm kind of looking for this move to complete. And so it did, right? So we took out the 6180 and this 520 price level. And as soon as that happened, we pretty much got long out of the open. So kind of this in association with what the larger indices over here were doing, right, on the NASDAQ, the S&P. And so that's really what gave us the confidence to get long this morning. So I'm currently out of my position. I ended up selling these a little too early. I left some money on the table, I won't lie, but I kind of want to talk about why I decided to get out of my position. And really, a lot of it has to do with the fact that the indices are still kind of choppy, especially when you look at what's going on in the Dow, for instance. This is really weak, right? I don't want to be a buyer of larger term directional moves in the options market right now, just given the fact that the Dow is at all-time highs. If I look at this, we're at all-time highs here, and we've been kind of just trading sideways. You're not really getting a lot of thrust on this, which kind of gives me kind of an indication that, look, it wouldn't surprise me if this pulls back and goes lower before you get fresh new buyers that come in. Also, the Nasdaq, the Nasdaq and the whole trade on tech lately has been kind of difficult. Um, you've been stuck in this range, right? And this 50% retracement is pretty key. You tested it here, sold off. Last week we tested this as well, and it sold off. Um, you know, maybe I sold my position too early. Maybe this continues to rally and we finally break this range. But again, right, I'm not too convinced on this. Additionally, you're trading into the highs here from last week. You also have a 78-60% retracement, which is going to be a key level. So you can already kind of tell, right, as price trades into these highs, into these levels, it does what, right? It starts to slow down a little bit, right? I'm not going to sit here and stare at a 1-minute chart, but you can kind of just tell, right? Price is starting to kind of slow down. And when that happens, the equities are probably going to also start to slow down as well. So, it's important to lock in profits. It's important to sell into strength. You don't want to be the guy buying at these highs, right? You want to be covering and unloading your position. But anyways, just regarding the Nasdaq again, you're trading into these highs. Maybe this has enough thrust to go higher and test these highs, test this 50. But again, it's tough. It's a long shot. Just given the current market environment, I'd prefer to err on the side of caution, right? I'm not going to try to press this, especially since the options I was trading, they have 1 day left till expiration. It is Wednesday. Normally I would have more time on this, but given the fact that it is Easter weekend and the market's closed Friday, you really have to be careful with this, right? You don't want to be pressing it too hard, holding on to a position too long when you probably shouldn't. So that's kind of why I'm out of this, right? So I hit my price target, and I'm out. So probably done for the week. My intentions for this trade was, look, I want to mimic, the larger move that I'm expecting on the Nasdaq. Again, you couldn't really break the lows from yesterday. Buyer stepped in, so that was a pretty vital piece of information for me. I wanted to mimic the Nasdaq, kind of the large move today, and that's really it. And otherwise I'm probably just going to sit on the sidelines and watch the markets kind of do their thing. I'm not going to jump in on another position probably until the market really shows its hand. So, because again, as a trader, right, your job, your number one job is to protect capital. So, kind of just a quick video lesson about this. One last thing I want to take note on. You'll notice, you'll notice we don't use any indicators on this. This isn't VWAP, this isn't MACD, it's not Bollinger Bands. Moving averages, all that stuff's pointless. I can tell you from my own experience on the retail side, just being caught up with it. Right, it's a retail trading phenomenon. It's not anything legit, right? There's a lot of people on YouTube, on the internet that are trying to sell you trading systems, trying to tell you, use these indicators and, you'll make money, right? I can tell you right now, just from my own experience going through that, trying that, and working with traders who have done this professionally and have done this at an institutional level, all that stuff's pointless. It doesn't work, right? If trading was that simple, if it was really as easy as, just use these magical indicators and, when this crosses this and when this lines up, you're guaranteed to make money. Everyone would make money, and you wouldn't be in an industry where 90% of traders lose money. It's just not realistic, right? It's all about reading price action, understanding the market environment, having an understanding of risk management and active portfolio management, right? This is vital information, right? If I don't understand that, the buyers stepped in twice on this and they defended this weekly level, right? If I don't understand that, I'm not going to have really insight into this move. An indicator's not going to tell you that. Again, it comes from experience. It comes from understanding market fundamentals. There's a whole lot of other things we look at as well. It's not as simple as just looking at lines. So, anyways, a little bit of a rant there, but long story short, those of you trying to use indicators, there's a right way to do this. So, if you have any questions on this, if you are getting value out of these videos, please like, comment. If you have any questions or any requests, I'd love to make that for you. So, thank you so much and have a good day.